How's it going, everybody? I'm Slavinatorski, and welcome to the channel. And I'm bringing you some brand new figures today because you know I love skeletons. These ones I thought were pretty cool. These are the Redemption skeletons by Yomotoy. I've had these for a little while. I actually bought them on sale from BBTS, but there's a whole bunch in the line. So I actually got one of each of the figures because they were pretty inexpensive at the time. And I've heard mixed reviews on these from other reviewers, but I figured I would get my hands on them and try them out and see how I like them. But hopefully this helps you all if you decide you want them. And it is the Ghost Rabbit brand up here. Just identifying stuff on the box while it's here. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this in the comment section. You want to see more figures like this, stuff like that. But like I said, I'm going to show my ugly mug on here more often. I apologize for that. Some people, I think, like that. Most probably hate it. We'll see. But anyways, stick around, guys. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we're going to get back on the workbench over here, open these up, and get a lot closer look. So, see you there. All right, here we are at the workbench. As you can see, there's a few different figures. They're all a little bit different. I honestly should have made this review around October, but I'm doing it now. Little stickers that BBTS puts on everything. Drives me nuts, but I get it. They need their barcodes. All right, so here we have all the different figures. So we're going to start from this one and go to the left. So I guess there's different factions of these. So this one is the Laughing Trickster. And these are the Night Tricksters, one of the most common threats, the Seekers of the Shattered Hell. Interesting. So there's a whole bunch of info right there. If you want to pause it and read that, you can kind of get that. I'm not going to bore you with my horrible reading skills. So this is the Laughing Trickster. This one is the Raging Trickster. So you already see a theme. Don't worry, all these will come out of the box shortly. The Sad Trickster, so I guess he's depressed. The Scaring Trickster. And most of these skeletons are pretty similar, but this one's a little bit shorter than this one. It looks like these three are tall. Those two are kind of mid. I think he goes along with the mid. Sorry, okay, the Scaring Trickster. The Smiling Trickster. And the Cuddly Trickster, so he's the fluffy one. All right, so what I'm going to do to make this a little simpler, I got to move stuff around off camera too because I'm having a hard time reaching. I'm going to put all these sideways, these boxes, and put the figures in front of them so you can kind of get an idea of what each one looks like, and we'll get into it there. But I'm going to do that off camera so you're not spending 20 minutes watching me take these out of the boxes. So I'll do that right now. All right, and here we are with all of them set up. I kind of had a little fun posing them slightly with all of their accessories and just how they're all set up. All right, so as you can tell, I ran out of words. It's 11 o'clock at night. I always record these videos late. I do apologize. Please bear with me in my brain deadedness. All right, so we have them labeled from right to left. So Laughing Trickster, Raging, Sad, Scaring, Smiling, and Cuddly. So I made a pose with them that I thought would be appropriate. But I also wanted to note, it looks like there are two body types. You have kind of a tall and slender body, and kind of a shorter and squatter body. So we're going to start from left to right. We'll start with the Cuddly one. Now, first off, I want to show some of the accessories here. So we have this rusty kind of curved bladed knife that he can hold. Now, I'm only going to show this once because it's pretty much, as you can see, that knife is included with several of these guys. So I figured I'd just show this one time so I'm not wasting too much of your time. And then we have a nice, pretty dagger, minus the dog hair or cat hair or whatever hair that was. And this one is also included in a couple of them, and him on the end. So I'll just show this the one time. Now, I still haven't figured out what these are. These are some little armor pieces with holes in them. And actually, let me Google that real quick. I went on to BBTS and I just looked at the pictures of these. These are known as the Redemption Skeletons, which, you know, from the front of the box there. There's actually a little post inside of that pauldron, which let's go ahead and look at that. Again, like I've said for the others, these pauldrons are exactly the same on every single one of these, it looks like. Let me just pick a random one. Even the scratches are the same. So I'll just show these once. But there's a little peg hole in there that you would actually put this onto. Probably want to heat that up because that's actually going to be a real tight fit, which is probably a good thing. But you put that on there and it makes it be kind of a layered pauldron, so it looks really good that way. So yeah, I'm going to break that if I keep that up, so we'll just put that down for now. Nice thing is, there's a little peg back here that's on his shoulder blade. There's a hole, kind of like the Kulu World skeletons. So I'll show that in a minute. The unique part about him is he comes with 2 hatchets. You see the paint app is a little bit different on the 2 hatchets, but the molding is pretty much the same. You'll notice a lot of these weapons will come in, they'll be a little bit bent. You just have to heat up the plastic and bend them back. So those look really good. Each one of these has a unique head sculpt. Now each head sculpt is kind of a mishmash of 2 pieces, a jaw and an upper portion. And this one is very unique because it kind of looks like a monkey skull in a way, with how big the ridges are and everything like that, because, you know, I'm such an expert. But it's kind of cool. You see the little holes that these jaws articulate on. So very nice. And each one of them comes with an alternative head. Now sorry I keep saying it's late, I'm going to try not to. So you see each one comes with a pumpkin head, which is very animated and expressive. But I do actually prefer the skeleton heads on these, so I don't know which head I'm probably going to leave on them when I pose them. Random moth just sitting there. So we're going to first move on to this guy. Now this is the first one with the shorter and squatter of the 2 builds, as you can see. Significantly shorter, so this one, if you wanted to, could almost be like a dwarf skeleton, while this is a normal human. So if you wanted to do that, you could. So you'll see he is the cuddly one, so you see his face, looks very innocent, kind of chubby. And the cool thing about these, I will say this, is if you want to switch out the head, it's actually super, super easy. At least for the pumpkin portion. Probably want to heat this head up. I should say it's super, super easy to take the pumpkin part off. Don't do what I just did, heat that up first. That would look better. So there is how he looks with his regular skull, which that's actually on there pretty good, and that looks fantastic. A side note, these are a little sticky feeling. So I don't know if the paint's not fully dry or something, but they do have a slight sticky feeling to them. So you might want to dry them out a bit before you handle them too much. All right, so of course you have a ball peg right on there, so the head's going to articulate around, back, forward, up, down. It's on a ball peg, you'll be fine. It's actually really tight, so I don't want to move it around too much. You have another ball peg here at the shoulder. When these do come in, look at the sculpt on the bones and see how they're going to fit right. I have managed to get these to pop out a couple of times. You'll see where the screw is there. But they'll only bend one way, so just be very careful that you don't break them. Like here, you notice the bone is curved inwards. So if you want more bending articulation, just move the arm so it bends right there instead of bending there. You'll get a little bit more out of it. But these arms do pop out very easily here. Don't worry if you do. Just don't hyperextend it the wrong way so you don't break it. Just be careful. I do feel like these pegs are very delicate. So as long as you take your time and you don't force anything, you should be okay. See, I just got that one to fall off. The pegs are very, very small. It's not broken, it just popped out of the peg hole. And just put it right back in. It makes a nice, satisfactory, like little popping feeling when it's sealed. So you also have a ball joint right here. So of course you can rotate all around, everything like that. And you have another one in the wrist. And that is also the same kind of ball joint. Sticky, sticky. All right, so you have 3 fingers, 1 thumb on all of the, well, it looks like just the big guys, or big guys. The shorter, squatter, thicker ones have 3 fingers and 1 thumb. And if you get a closer look, you'll see some very pronounced fingernails. But not bad. As far as the back, there is another ball joint here. So you can get some pretty good articulation. Again, do not hyperextend it past there. You will break it potentially. Let's see here. There is a rotating joint right there, so it just rotates if you need to. So not bad. The hips, as you can see, it is another ball joint. Actually, this one is kind of like a barbell, but it's a ball that sticks out, and the hip just pops right on. It's kind of like the reverse of how an actual human's hip works, but it works for this because you can articulate them pretty well. As you see, Yototoy, left foot. These do bend quite well. I am pretty happy with these. Bends around. Now, you're not going to get much outward movement just because of the sculpt and how it is. Again, don't force it. And you do have the right for the right foot. For the knee, again, you're going to want to look at the bone to see where it's bent, so you know where it's safe to bend. So you get almost 90 degrees on the knee. And the foot, same kind of concept as the hand. Rotates all the way around, back, forth, good to go. So that's for the short ones. So I won't show the articulation on the other short guys. It's pretty much the exact same. Their sculpts are not that dissimilar. So next up, I'm going to show one of the tall ones. We'll move on to the smiling trickster. Now, of course, he's got the same daggers as the other ones, so I won't show those, and the same pauldrons. But he has these 2 big old battle axes. Now, one is a little bit different. This one's got some heft to it. Now, from what it feels like, this one is kind of sunken in the middle, because you see it has the exact same wear, but this one is kind of popped out in the middle. So I wonder how that tooling worked, but this one definitely has more heft than that one. I feel like something was molded in there that's got a little weight to it. So that'd be kind of interesting if that's the case. I wonder, do I have a magnet? No, it's nothing metal, so probably just some extra plastic. So that's how that looks, you see. Even though that's like a little drop hit there, it looks cool to me. I like the wear on these. Gather those up. I'm trying to keep all of their accessories with them. And don't worry, at the end, I'll show the armor and stuff. So this is this big guy with his massive underjaw. But I do like the paint app on there. It looks decent. It's nice and worn. His massive undertooth looks pretty good on him. So I like that. It reminds me of Kylab, where he did the Jack the Ripper. I think that was Kylab. Still want that. Figure that looks pretty good. So here's the taller skeleton. So this is smiling, obvious by the smile. He's cheesing pretty hard. So when it has the pumpkin on there, you're going to get some really good articulation. Of course, the jaw won't move. The pumpkin is what it is. Very good paint app on the pumpkin. So it looks good. Now, this one's articulation is going to be very similar to the shorter one. Arms are going to come up. Again, be very careful so you don't break anything. Again, you want to look for that little recess so you can get the best kind of articulation you can get with them. Hand also bends very well. You see he has 4 fingers. So that looks good. You got the barbell. You got the ball joints, shoulder, wrist, elbow. So see how I move that around so the bone naturally goes to the right spot? That way you get the best articulation out of it you can. You also have ball joint, same as the other one right there. Looks good. The rotating vertebra or spinal column right there, so that looks good. The hips are the same as the other one. You have the ball pointing out and the hip kind of smacks onto it. It can go about there as far as the splits. You're not going to get much splits out of these, but you do get some great front kicks. Let's see how the balance is on that front kick. He wants to lean forward. Feels like his foot isn't liking that very much. So let's see if I can get him to balance. Nope, he doesn't want to. He's got a little heft to him. So I got to put my finger on to hold him on there. But he tips over pretty much immediately. What if I kick it? Is that gonna... That ankle peg does not want to support the weight by itself. It keeps falling over, as you can see. So unfortunately, you won't get many kicking poses, but it's an interesting experiment. So another ball joint in the knee, and the ball joint in the foot, just like the other one. One thing I noted, he actually has the 3, 4, 5 toes, where the shorter one actually has 4 toes. So we'll go back to the cuddly one. He has 4 toes. And let's see if he can hold up his weight decently, because he has bigger feet. Almost. Let's get that arm out to balance a bit. All right, so the shorter one holds his weight a lot better one-legged. So that's pretty cool. Good to know. All right, so back to him. Of course, you have right and left foot. You can confirm there, Yototoy. But it looks fantastic. Moving on. This is a long video. I apologize, guys, but there are 6 figures to go over here. Now we're moving on to the scaring trickster. So he looks scared. He's making the O face. Also the tall body. So hands are the same. Feet, everything is the same. So we'll just give the head sculpt the one over. We'll put him back. And I like his head because he's got the big old honkin' jaw, head, everything. Like, he looks really good. Like, that barely looks human, but it does look intimidating. He comes with 2 of the curved daggers, and he comes with 2, looks like butcher swords. So you'll see here. See, I like that the paint kind of pooled up at the end there. It makes it look like blood or super rust. I know it's just drip, but you also see these are bent. Just heat them up. Heat it up, hold it straight, and when it cools off, it'll hold that frame, or that size figure. Next up, we have the sad trickster. That's why I have him doing the dramatic sad pose, screaming to the heavens. It's funny, with just a circle and a pumpkin face, they can make it so expressive. So he's very sad. He's also in the tall frame, but you can see how well you can pose them. He has one of the most normal faces, although it does look a little sad for the skeleton itself. The upper part of its eye sockets are looking very sad. So cool. He also comes with a dagger and a curved knife. But he also comes with a nice straight sword. Now, I like this sword. I think this is, out of all of the swords, this is probably my favorite, because it's just a traditional broadsword. Straight sword, arming sword, whatever you want to call it. This looks broad to me, so I want to call it a broadsword. Paint app's pretty good. Looks nice and rusted. Again, it's a little bent. You bend it back, or leave it that way because it looks jank. And then he also comes with a shield with the Tricksters emblem on it. So I would say if you're going to get some of these, I like sword and board characters. So if you want to go sword and board, get him. And kind of like the Mythic Legions, it has a handle that just plugs into the back. And there you go. Now you have a sword and board character. Now the emblem is not, the handle is not perfectly up there. The handle's right here. So if he's holding it straight, it's going to be crooked. So it's probably so he's holding it like this, and the back of his arm is right here. So when he holds it, it presents nicely. Next up, the Raging Trickster. He looks very angry, so I made him do an angry dance. Again, face is nice and expressive for the pumpkin head. Looks great. So this is the shorter body, so 3 fingers and a thumb. Looks very, very good. I do like the paint app. It's very simple, but it looks great. He comes with a dagger, a curved knife, and 2 falchions. At least I think these are falchions. Again, they are bent, so you'll have to move them back. But the wear looks great on them. Paint app is good. Could probably use a little bit more rusting, honestly. I might throw a little paint on these just to make these look even more rusted. And then he has a relatively normal face, minus the scar on the left eye socket, which looks pretty BA. Awesome. So he looks cool. I'm looking forward to them releasing more of these in the States. Then the last one, the Laughter Trickster. I keep wanting to call him Laughing, but he's Laughter Trickster. So very expressive. I made him look like he's doing a big belly laugh, holding his belly. That actually it looks it looks like he's making a crude joke now that I think about it. But yeah, so let's just move that hand. That's distracting me. Yeah, so funny with just a circle and a smile, they can be so expressive. And this is also the short body, 3 fingers, 1 thumb. He also has the monster jaw. What was that? Oh, Xbox is turning off. He also has the monster jaw. It looks fantastic. These could be like little goblins or orcs maybe, but I don't know, I like the idea of them being dwarves. So that head sculpt looks fantastic on there. He comes with a dagger and a curved knife, and then he comes with these 2 big old spiked maces. Hammers, whatever you want to call them. These things have some weight to them. They're actually pretty heavy. So if you're going to have him holding these up in either hand, like posing, that might start to bend him after a while just because he's have so much weight. Like, you can hear the weight when it drops. I wouldn't want that to drop in my foot. That would hurt. But it would sting a little. You don't want to step on this. My God, that's like a Lego times 20. But again, the paint app is really good. This one's fantastic. All the rust and the grooves that they did the wash in. Looks really, really good. But awesome. All right, so let's put the armor on the Scaring Trickster. So here we go. He's just got a little hole in the back there. Now that hole's definitely not perfect, so we'll see if there's any issues. They shouldn't. Ooh, well, that stung a bit. Yep, so be careful. Don't be like me and constantly hurt yourself. All right, so this one is not wanting to go on to this shoulder so easily. Doesn't want to go on either shoulder that easily as it appears. You might have to heat these up, of course. Yeah, I'd actually suggest heating these up because these are fighting me. But for now, I'm not going to put them all the way in, but I will kind of give you an idea what he looks like. It does look cool with the shoulder pads. Makes him have a little bit more intimidation factor to him. So let's give him one of the knives. The hand seems to flex decently. We'll see how badly we can mess this up. Yes, I'm forcing it. You probably shouldn't do that. Again, I would heat it up. But, okay, so he holds the knife pretty easily. Or the, like, butcher sword. And let's see how the little knife goes in his hand. Should fit a little easier. It's not as big around. Giggity. All right, knife fits in just fine. So there we go. That honestly looks pretty good. And like I said earlier, these little pauldron pieces fit in here, but they are very, very snug. So I would suggest heating that up because that's not wanting to go on there. And to be honest, once that's on there, I just feel like those are going to fall out pretty easily. So you might want to glue it once it's in there. That's up to you though. So that's the tall guy with the shoulder pads. Let's put the shoulder pads on the shorter guy. They are the exact same size. Okay, I'll just double checking that. All right, that went in a lot better. That one's also going in decent. Okay, that's good. Oop. And I just threw that on the ground. Fantastic. Yeah, I know, you're surprised. I am too. So let's just do this. We'll check and make sure that the tall one's shoulder pads will fit. Which they will. I hope I don't step on that. And then this will go in here to where that peg inside there will hold that. So that's what that would look like, which it does honestly look pretty good that way. But not bad at all. Do not step on that. I gotta remember that. So there we go. Those are the redemption skeletons from BBTS from Yototoy. Ghost Rabbit. Follow them on Instagram. You can do BBTS, but Ghost Rabbit, Redemption and Skeletons, Yototoy. Check them out on there. You can also, if you just look up the Ghost Rabbit or Yototoy, Yomotoy. So the front of the boxes says Yomotoy. The bottom of the feet says Yototoy. So look up either one on Instagram and you'll follow them. I forgot, but they will put up the new ones coming out, what they're working on. They actually have a few different of these lines coming out. So I think these are nice. They honestly fit pretty good and very much worth it. So if you want to get them from BBTS. I think it's the only place that carries them in the States. And you can actually get your hands on them that way. But let me know what you think about it in the comments section. If you like these, if you have these yourself, if you're happy with them or not, definitely want to hear your opinions down there in the comments. And like, subscribe, all that stuff, because I'm going to have more videos like this coming out. I have a ton of Yototoy to go over. I have a ton of Mythic Legions to go over. So it's just a whole bunch of backlog, and I'm trying to motivate myself to get through it because motivation is a factor. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around for this extended video. I know it was long. I appreciate you bearing with me. And yeah, so as usual, keep pushing forward. Don't let the world beat you. You've got this, all right? Happy to see you guys stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it and look forward to any future content I have coming. As usual, a like is always super appreciated. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Share this video with any of your friends or groups that you think may enjoy it. And let's talk down in the comments section. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you would like to interact more with the channel, you can find me at my socials on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I post any contest entries and reference codes for contests I enter on Twitter, so that's another reason to check it out. I also have a TikTok account I created where I upload tease videos for upcoming YouTube videos as well as shorts. I am also getting back into gaming content on the Xbox Series X, and I'm looking to start doing streams again on Twitch, which I'll upload to YouTube later. Thanks again for stopping by, and I hope to see you again next time.